Here we go, boys. Episode 190. And I tell you what, boys, it's been a big week for Pez. The Sayonara Tour of Japan is in full swing. I think I've been hungover 6 out of 7 mornings. And it's always good when you're hungover, like coming into what a weekend we've got this weekend. What a glorious weekend. And I've got a bit of a joke for you, Tazzy. Are you ready? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Owen.
Owen who?
Owen 3. The Pies. It got done. How good is that, Tazzy?
Mate, couldn't be happier. Could not be happier. Could not be happier.
Yeah.
Look.
You've been a Carlton flog.
Yeah, I might be a Carlton flog, but I'm not a fucking Collingwood loser. But the greatest thing that's going to happen with Collingwood being 0-3 is when they say it. Because you know how they've got no teeth? How many games have you won? Zero. And zero from how many? From three.
Sounds like Kenny Callender sporting the Pies, mate. No, it's absolutely magnificent to see. Hopefully, after the bye, I think the Pies have got, they could be 0-5 with a bit of luck. Absolutely magnificent. But well done, Marto. How you going, mate? How's the great man?
Hey. G'day, boys. Yeah, also very, very happy being a non-Pies supporter to see the premiership winners from last year going 0-3. As BT said tonight, their bellies are not full. They are not hungry right now. Mm-hmm. They've been beaten all over the ground. Yeah. But yes, on a different note, I'm doing quite well. I'm looking very, very much forward to this weekend. Sydney's got a point to prove, but their track's been a bit lackluster the last few weeks. So lift your game, Sydney.
Right.
You're on shape for the well.
Marto, just a quick question out of context. How much did you outlay tonight on the footy?
Oh, I had quite a large outlay tonight on the footy.
Did you get a small return?
I did. I got a nice return, actually, yes.
Good.
So, Marto, what you're telling us is you bet the mortgage to get some rent money back.
It's a little bit more than rent, mate. Let's just say I went large to get a 67% return.
I know we get a bit, up and about ourselves on this show. Some would say arrogant, Taz.
Oh, look, we need to keep it together. I mean, look, everyone knows that it's all about me, and I always talk about me. But I think today I'm not going to talk about me, even though I have, and I'm going to talk about you. So I know that it's there and it can be read. And if you're not a Collingwood supporter, maybe we'll read it to you because you can't read.
Right.
But the bottom line is Pezza went bang, bang.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
It was
Thanks,
good
mate.
Well done.
Thanks,
well
mate.
done.
Planets have aligned for you last week, Pezza, and hopefully they continue this week, mate.
The fist was great. The driver was even better. Mapped perfectly, and I thought with all going well, we might be able to sneak away in the last 50, which the driver was rock hard fit. Coming from a Wednesday, beautiful. I love when we get a little bit of a drift too in the price out to 15s. It was magnificent, Tazzy. The Greek Freak, pure bliss. I tell you what, you were stiff. We went down by about a neck. I think a neck. Didn't give up.
Yeah, we did. We were stalked all the way to the line by the stalker. Yeah. And to be honest, I think the stalker probably goes on and wins longer races while Pure Bliss sticks to that sprint. But at the end of the day, it wasn't pure and it wasn't blissful.
Yeah. And Marto got his Kickstarter up again. Marto,
another Kickstarter, as we said. Why, Mark? Why not?
Why,
They're going to win like that? Why not?
Yeah,
comes with 0 form out of Newcastle and wins on a Saturday. Yeah. Again, a driver coming out of a Wednesday, winning on a Saturday.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
We won't talk about contemptuous. We won't talk about contemptuous or gently roll.
No, we don't need to.
It was roughly rolled.
Taz, the jungle drums are beating for the fan, and basically you're the drummer.
I am.
You are the drummer. He's gone to 6 out of 18 now. He's about 33%, so we're not too happy with the results recently. So I tell you what, I might even give a call out to Diane Palmer, the Phantom's girlfriend, a.k.a. the Chieftain, or I might be able to go see his dog, the Devil. Might be able to get the Phantom knocked out here in a minute and
put his paw on a couple of numbers and pick a winner, you reckon?
Yeah, get somebody else up.
I think we need to, like, seriously, you're saying I'm the drummer. Seriously, I've got bongos out. I've got the whole percussion set at the moment.
Right.
And if he doesn't strike gold this weekend, if you don't get Diane Palmer,
Right.
I will.
Talking about Palmer, Mrs. Palmer
Oh, yeah.
herself, the Kickstarters have become quite a little bit of a thing here. Even a bit of a shout out to Hazy. I think Hazy follows us is on Kickstarter. Good on you, Hazy. And he's a very good looking and a very rich man. Not probably the demographic we're after at Pulte, but anyway, he's found us.
And he'd be richer today because his mate's horse won at Albury.
Oh yeah,
Villasaurus, yeah, today it won.
Villasaurus, yeah, right.
So for Hazy, I watched it, I backed it, I got on it, I kept my mouth shut too.
Good
so
on
we
you.
all got a good price.
Yeah, no, I think it was first up after a while too. So well done. Sassy
nice.
Jenny, Moonee Valley Race 2. I saw the win.
That's
Actually,
it,
Marto. It was very good.
It was very, very nice. The reason I picked it is a couple of reasons.
Oh.
We got position on the Blue Diamond Runner in Spywire. We got a couple of kilos on him. So we will find the front. Zach's playing sticks. But Sassy Jenny's time in her first win wasn't that far behind Hayasagi, who actually won the Blue Diamond Sprint. And of course, we know Spywire was a complete failure in the Blue Diamond, finished stone motherless last. Sassy Jenny, yeah, very, very good sectionals. She is progressive, and I like Zach Spain staying on. Very good draw. She'll lead from the front. Moonee Valley looks like a leader's track again. Let's go.
Well, the last time, Tassie, we raced at the Valley, there was a travelator on the rail.
Yeah.
And nobody was coming down from the centre or down the outside. It was an absolute joke. So
I'll give you a stat.
I'm scared the Valley's going to have the travelator going again because I think the rail's in the true. So I think we're in a bit of trouble.
I'll give you a stat for the for Moonee Valley. 1,200 metres, barriers 2 to 6, 56% winners. You have to be an absolute jet out of the barriers to win for barrier 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Draw low, lead, and off you go.
I'll give you a stat as well.
Oh.
44% do win from there then.
No, because the other winners don't all come from barrier 1, Taz.
Well, it doesn't matter, but they can.
They can.
They can. Some do.
So
I think barrier 1 is
a
actually
stat as
around
well.
20. I think barrier 1 is actually around 22%. Like I said, you've got to be a jet out of the barriers to get forward. Otherwise, you get boxed in. But
I
we'll
love
see
you,
what happens
Marto.
on Saturday.
I tell you why I love you, Marto, because you've gone
Yes, mate.
from breeding to map races, speed maps,
Yes.
speed this, speed that. Now
Oh,
you've
I
got
love inspection.
statistics. You've
Yes.
gone into statistics now. You are Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Information as well.
Mate, I just love playing the numbers game.
I think
Is that like Taslotto?
Marto, when he goes to the toilet, he's got the barrier statistics for the Valley on the back of the wall, back of the toilet door there. So
Sit down and have a peruse.
just knows, like, oh yeah, 1,200 metres, 22%, 2 to 6. He's got it all there. So
I don't even want to think about that because Marto on the toilet, sometimes I've got this image where he might just, he might miss the start or something, and it could be dangerous. I don't even want to go there.
Eagle Farm, race number 1. Strapazzi.
Yes.
Strap it on.
Well, look, and you did say before about Palmer, so this lines up well with her. But look, this horse had excuses last start. I think it maps really, really well. So I've forgiven its last start. I think $2.15 a place is money for the taking. It did open up at 8. It's now into $5.50.
Yep.
It's currently in a field of 12, and it maps really, really well. I don't want to go too much about it, but
okay.
The apprentice stays on Bailey Wheeler.
Nice.
I think it's just drawn well, and will definitely be in the money with a little bit of luck. Wins it. I'm not that confident, but yeah.
Pezza's going back to his old favourite, Bennett Racing, Moonee Valley race number 1, Magnus Spin. Really sort of an honest sort of a plotter, this one. We take it on the Blue Butler in Marquess over the 2,040 over the Cox Plate distance. She was terrible last start, Magna, but she had excuses. So the excuses were it was just not her distance, not her day. She was well supported. But she just didn't sort of want to do anything. So I feel like track and distance, she's already won. Marquise hasn't ran the 2,000 yet. So is it going to get it from Sydney? it's going from a 1400 to a 2040. That's a massive jump. in
Yes.
distance. I know it's a good horse, but I just feel like Magna back at the Valley on its home sort of track. It loves winning there. It's won there before at the distance, and it's been found in the market already. So I don't know. I'm pretty keen on this one.
Have you-
I know it can get the distance.
Have you both taken on favourites? Am I right in saying that?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
mine's an
Yes.
open race,
Yep.
so mine's probably 4-1 a field.
Yep.
And you guys have both taken on favourites, correct? Yeah.
Absolutely. My favourite's about 280 and Pezza's favourite's 270. So, yes,
270
we're taking them
Marcus.
on.
Best
Yeah.
bet of the day from Sportsbet, Marquis. So good luck with that, because that's always
dear.
That says lay. That says lay every
anyway,
time,
I was
doesn't
just going to mention one more thing, Taz. We've got $1.55 and a 2.10 and a $1.35. If of course, if you don't think that we're good at the Kickstarters, which we sort of are, but we're actually running around 44% to all place. So we're basically one out. We're basically red or black every week to all place, let alone win. So there's a bit of value this week in the place. So anyway, we all win, and it gets us back a great little kickstart into the day. A lot of ammo for Slipper Day. Beautiful.
And maybe
about the
Prez will
Golden
throw one in
Slipper.
as well.
What's that?
Yes.
Maybe Prez will throw one in as well.
Oh, the Prez, he got one up beauty. He got a bit of mail last week in Geelong, and did that look progressive?
Oh, beautiful.
Yep.
I booked it. The Golden Slipper, Tone's even thrown one out here, old Tone. Tone, as we know, he's a very, he's a very learned man.
Backing up there, isn't he?
Anyway,
Doubling
he
down
likes
with
number
last
9,
week.
doubling down. Last up winner that he was spruiking about last week, but he didn't even write the name up, Taz, when he put it in the thread.
Well, I think he was piggybacking.
Oh.
And,
Yes.
and I know, and Marto should remember, if he does, I tipped this horse, and I had it mail on doubling down. Its very, very first start at Flemington, and admittedly that day it ran third. It then ended up breaking its maiden in the bush. Obviously, Tone being the astute, knowledgeable, and elephant-type memory guy, remembered. And last week he found it at his price, which wasn't $1.85, because Tone only goes $1.85 or throw a dart type prices, nothing in between.
Yeah, $1.65.
And he's gone out
27 skins. He goes.
That's it. Yep, no in between. He's just like no meat and he sandwiches, just 2 slices of bread. But,
I always feel like
good luck, Tone.
I'm always a bit more confident when he throws out the ones at 27-1 compared to the $1.65.
Yes,
but
I was just going to mention that too.
The Golden Slipper, what a race! Do we have the best
Wow.
horse that we've seen in years? Some pundits have been floating around that we're talking about a Redevil's Choice type of a horse in Storm Boy. It could be
Possible.
interesting to see. Storm Boy Ryan Moore, the Coolmore #1 jockey, has chosen, of course, to ride Storm Boy. And old J-Mac, everyone thinks he had a choice. He had no choice. He was given the arms.
No choice. No.
So he's, of
Coolmore
course,
owns
he's
Storm
jumped
Boy
on
now.
the Waller in Switzerland, Marto's favourite horse.
Absolutely. I'm still
Marto,
sick of
take it
got off
away,
the
mate. I
track.
know you're pretty excited. Go.
Yeah, I'm going to say a little conspiracy theory here. Coolmore have ownership in Stormboy now, and if Stormboy wins, they owe another $15 million to the Waterhouse previous owners of Stormboy. So instead of taking J-Mac, premier jockey in Australia, they brought out Ryan Moore, who has never ridden this horse before. Also, Stormboy, although he's drawn well, he's going to get a lot of favours again. Has never been pressured in any of his races. There's as many as 6 leaders that could pressure him. Now, all 6 won't, of course, as we pointed out pre-show. But I think fully lit and maybe straight charge will go forward, possibly Holmes Accord as well. And they're going to be pressuring him, eyeballing him. And it's going to be up to him to see how he answers it. He's certainly good enough to win. But I'm going to say Switzerland, J-Mac's going to be behind them, giggling to himself, watching it all unfold. The pace is going to be on, which sets up beautifully for Switzerland. And, of course, a bit of water in the track. And Switzerland pops out and goes past a lot.
I think Lady of Camelot from the Waterhouse stable will definitely try to lead. I don't know why you haven't got Lady of Camelot there, Marto. And, of course, I think doubling down 13 is going to run across because that's the only chance it's got. So
exactly
you mentioned,
right,
3. I think The
I
other
did mention
two-
3. I actually have a couple. I have Shangri-La Express and Lady of Camelot as another 2 possible leaders.
But don't you think Tassie Stormboy from 2 is
Yeah.
just going to get?
I think
Horse favours.
I think that we're realistically trying to tip a winner when we know deep down that this is a horse of a generation that we could be seeing on Saturday.
Could be.
And sitting here saying that, you know, Gay is going to do this and do this. She's got 7 runners. The bottom line is that Gay wants her best horse to win. And if that's Storm Boy, then she will give directions for it the way it has to run to win. She's not going to get, you know, Lady of Camelot to go out there and run nose to nose with Storm Boy so that they both go backwards.
Well,
so
that goes
for
back
me,
to my conspiracy
so
theory.
for
Sorry,
me,
Taz.
that's all right. For me, whilst I'm sticking with a Waterhouse horse, my question is, why is Prost running? Late nomination. Why is that late entry? It will settle midfield. And on its last start, it had the fastest 600 and 200 closing sectionals. So if we're looking for a horse to potentially map well to beat the leaders, Alarm Prost is the one for me.
I think we've gone to
F1 Marlborough.
We've gone to the same form school, Tassie, because I'm on the 17 Espionage, another Waterhouse bot trained horse that is a back marker, and it's going to take its medicine and get back. And hopefully there is a bit of carnage up front, and Storm Boy can't get out because Ryan Moore. They're not going to give the visiting jockey. I don't think J-Mac's going to get out of the way for Ryan to come through on Storm Boy anyway. But I think if there is a bit, like Marto suggests, there could be a bit of carnage up front. Hopefully Storm Boy's stuck in and I'm on the outside just flying home because it looks like that I need the extra 100 anyway. So there we go. I'm a bit going to your school of thinking.
Yeah. Mine's just going to be a little bit more forward of yours.
Well, we've all mentioned that Storm Boy is good enough to win, but he's just got to answer the challenge.
Yeah.
He's going to
answered every one of them.
Again. But yeah, he has
answered every single challenge so far. So
he has not been pressured yet.
Yeah.
He will get the
thing
pressure
is,
on
Marto, he's only going to beat the 2-year-olds that are running around that he's been running around with, sort of thing. So it'd be interesting.
Well, he hasn't beaten Switzerland yet. He hasn't beaten the straight charge yet. Oh, sorry, yes, he did in the Magic Millions, but he hasn't beaten Switzerland yet. No,
but I was going to say it'd be interesting to see how he comes up against horses he hasn't ran against because he's run against a lot of these. And Hayasugi would be interesting to see because, you know, she's going to be storming home too because she'll be coming back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know, like the Melbourne Blue Diamond form, we just don't know. But, yeah, it's interesting. Bet Galaxy are going to have a promo for us on Saturday. I'll release on the Facebook page. There's going to be a promo in the Galaxy, which is another group in Rosehill.
Got to be happy with that.
So hopefully we can, the boys and girls and the non-binary alike that have made a Bet Galaxy account, hopefully we can have something for you guys in the Galaxy for Bet Galaxy. So more news to come. Now, talking about the Galaxy, something very strange has happened, Taz.
We've poisoned it.
What?
So, lay of the day in the Galaxy, number 13, Osmosis for the Kiwi Swede with Rachel King on board.
Goodness.
Put a line through it.
Absolutely. If Pezza, Taz, and Marto have all backed 13, number 13, black 13, horse that's won 3 first up, number 13, a horse that, who knows, the sky is the limit. If we've all tipped it, put a line through it. I don't know what to say. I'm about to fall off my chair, but wow.
Well, can I tell a story, Marto? Today I messaged the boys in our messenger group, which is absolutely atrocious thing in itself, the messenger group. And I just said to the boys, what do you like? Pez, I already had the 13 up because I've watched the trial. Looks like it's come back bigger and better than it can. And you know it's just going to go straight to the front. And Rachel King is going to go, catch me if you can over the 1100.
Exactly.
And Tassie said, okay, I've gone the 13. And then Marto said, I think the 13 wins too, but I like Private Eye. But, you know, I'm like, no, Marto, you said Osmosis. So bad luck.
Fair enough. Osmosis would be my pick too. Yeah, we've all lined up here. So the planets have aligned. Let's get on the Galaxy for 13.
Does it get, I mean, front page is going to go forward too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, sure.
But I
Sure.
guess front page is going to probably use up too much. But you know how it just likes
Mm.
to get out. But yeah,
Same
Osmosis,
Private
surely,
Eye's gone out
surely,
as well.
Yeah.
surely.
I think passive
Sunshine in
aggressive.
Paris is a good horse.
Yeah, Sunshine in Paris, of course. It's got the
She
Queensland.
wants a dry track though. She wants dry.
Right. I think you might be right. Passive aggressive was huge over the 1,000 in the Challenger.
Yes.
What a tip. And I think over the 11, I think she's better over the 1,000 than she is the 11. But I tell you what, if there is a bit of speed in the race, because Osmosis is going to go. There's only one way for Osmosis, and it just flies. So
Absolutely.
I don't know. I reckon there's nothing really to take her on. Uncommon James gets back. Private Eye gets back. Darth Cabin gets back. Buenos Noches goes back. Asphora gets back. Passive gets back. Sunshine in Paris gets back. Zapateo gets back. There's nothing, Taz, to say. I'm going to be more from you. And if Osmosis the lead, we win.
But can Arf Cabin be close enough to work over the top?
Well,
is my question.
That's the $1 million Group 1 question, isn't it?
They'd have to ride him different, wouldn't they? They wouldn't have to. He wouldn't go back. He'd have to be forward because we all know Rosehill's a leader's track, especially when it's wet.
Interesting,
Harry. It is an interesting race.
Yeah,
I can tell you one horse that I don't think will win.
Oh,
Derry Grove, because its form wasn't franked with contemptuous last week.
No, it's a really interesting race, and I just think Osmosis is the price we're giggling at the moment, because if it has come back bigger and better, I don't think there's anything in this race up to it, honestly, because I think if it was over the 1,000, I'd probably be thinking Passive might get over the top of their speed, but I don't know. I just think, Passive's a good price too, by the way. But if they're running on at Rosehill, which Marto has already said they're not, I reckon we're giggling here a bit.
Yeah,
I agree.
It could be later in the
day. It's not often that we line up like that.
No,
I can't remember the last time we did.
Never.
No. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think we ever have.
As I said, the Moonee Valley last time we were running there was absolutely horrible because there was just a travelator on the rail, and anything that was off the rail was no chance. Anything that gets back was no chance because everything that led grew wings, a little bit like Red Bull, grow your own wings. Anyway, the Phantom's gone 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 5 and 5. So $20 for 10%. The interesting race, of course, is the William Reid. It'd be interesting to see how Imperative goes back at the Valley.
Ooh, drawn out too.
She loves the Valley.
She does, but she's drawn out again. Another question mark, just like Stormboy at Rosehill. She's good enough for sure, but will she get the breaks?
Well, I think she was pretty tough last start. Down straight. I think that's good enough to win this.
But that was down the straight, yes.
The Phantom hasn't listened to us at all. Well, he's listened to Marto anyway. He's gone Stormboy, Switzerland, and of course, Lady Camelot in the Golden Slipper. He's gone 5 in the first leg, which is an absolute horrible race. Seriously, you've got Melbourne form. You've got the V8, one of Taz's favourites.
Yeah, that's right.
Coming up to steal a bit of money. I tell you what, if it runs up to its Australian Guineas form, I tell you, I think, interested to see how I think about it. One of Marto and my favourite horses goes.
Do like it.
But again, Joey Pride's mentioned it's having a few issues. Think about it.
Yes. Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
And it's drawn the absolute carver. But think about it, usually doesn't draw a good gate anyway. So anyway, will Kovalika ever win?
It always looks like it.
The Queensland Raider that gets back and looks $1 million running home for 4th.
I think it's a chance. I think it's a real good chance. And I think its 4th was a lot better than what it looked. But you're right. It's one of these horses that just looks like it's gonna win. It's gonna win. It's gonna win. It's gonna win.
Yeah.
And it will one day, but we won't be on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good race.
NCAP. Same thing about NCAP. It just looks like he's going to win, but just doesn't quite get there. He finds 1 or 2 better each time, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I actually know one of the owners, and he said, I just can't draw a gate. I said, well, mate, you've got barrier 2 this week. So, you got an inside barrier this week. So, you got every chance. He says,
but he goes backwards though. NCAP goes back. So barrier 2, Rosehill
Gets all boxed
inside
up.
when you're sitting back. It's not the way you want to
Well,
be.
Little sneaky from the inside. They said they want to push him forward. So let's see what happens there.
The George Rider, an absolute a great race to bet in, because you could probably be betting 5 bets and still not get the winner.
Yep.
Yes.
Marto, you go race
Oh,
forward
wow.
number 7 for Valor. Huge price.
How good's this price? Mate, when I told you, I think I mentioned last week or the one before, the price is the last thing I look at. And when I come up with this one, it came to a $5 or $6 chance. I said, oh, okay, we'll see if we're getting a bit better and maybe push it out for an each way. And I saw $23 on there. It's come into 17s and now it's come into $14, which is
15 skins, I think.
14, 14 tonight. I'm looking at it right now.
Right.
So it's coming again. This thing, it was just at the wrong distance and down the straight last start. But I'll tell you this, it's racing 1,500. It's raced 5 times over 1,500 to 1,550 and won 4 out of 5.
Wow.
I know it was a little lesser grade and it does have to step up, but at $14, $15, we're getting an each way price for this thing. And I think it's going to go massive for top 3. I think it's huge overs.
Mm-hmm. So you've rated this about 5 to 1.
Yep.
Wow. Good price.
Where does it map? Is it a leader?
For Valor, yeah, it is a lead. It's going to jump out and lead from the inside barrier race, barrier 6 with Banana Constant on. Yes, it is a leader, and yeah, absolutely. It hasn't been to the Valley yet, but I think it's just going to love that tight leader bias Valley track, especially over this trip. It's just way overpriced. I couldn't ignore it.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
Why
not? Good luck, Marto. Good luck.
Like we said, barrier 6 at the Valley, 56%.
Or Tassie, I think. Not. Are you Rosehill?
That's me, mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's me. How
race
good are
number
you?
11. How good are you?
Well, I'd like to think I'm pretty good, but this is drawn to pole, and it steps up to 1,900 fourth up. Now this has won at 1,800. But fourth up over 1,900, and I know Gay Waterhouse has got 2 in the race. I just think that we get all the favours. Having a look at the mapping of the race, we are the natural leader, and if we can get all the favours, we will dictate, and we will win this. I know that Gay Waterhouse has got Osmose in this as well, and it's the race favourite.
Yep.
But it's second up, and I think that we've got fitness on its side. It's also going to get back a bit more. So for me, how good are you handles the soft, also handles the good, and I think the track will be in that range. It's not going to be pouring and wet.
No.
Gets the pole, goes forward, controls the pace. Regan Bayliss has come out, I think it was last week, and bagged the state of the tracks as a jockey, as a standalone. So he's drawn a bit of attention to himself, and what better way to answer their critics, or the critics, by winning this race. Foxy Cleopatra, interesting runner, but I reckon they might scratch, and hopefully it stays back at home in Melbourne.
Yep.
And I think at the value, I just hope I pick the right Gay Waterhouse house because the right Gay Waterhouse horse, because I honestly believe she's going to have a great day.
Yeah.
Her and Mr. Bot are going to have a great day at Rosehill, and I want to be on how good.
So
there is no other listed leader in this race, Taz. So you're going to be out there leading, and she's going to be running her own race at her own tempo. So there'll be no excuse.
15s into 11s, big value from the boys.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Time to be falling off the chair. And then Pezza's gone a bit the opposite way. He's tipped us one at 10s and passive aggressive, and then 15s last week. Now he's going to a second favourite in Tom Kitten. Now I love Tom Kitten because it reminds me of Tom Melbourne. And I like Tom Melbourne because Tom Melbourne always ran second. Well, I didn't really like Tom Melbourne because it always ran second. But anyway, the Kitten is a cat. You cannot trust this horse because if there is bad luck, Taz, Tom Kitten will find it. Last start, it was a really big run. I love when the jockeys basically do a U-turn because they got a ton of horse under them and they're just trying to come away from where. But the funny thing was with Tom, when it did give the open room, it sort of ran home okay. So I just feel like it's ready from the 16 now to go to the 2000. It's one at track and distance. I don't think. Oh, sorry, it's one over the distance. I don't know if it's run at the track.
It has run at the track, yes.
Thank you. And I think with Hong Kong Huey replacing Nashi, who's jumped on to the favourite in Ref Rocket, the Melbourne form in the Australian Guineas behind the Bennett horse. I can't remember the name of it now, but I just think with Nashi going on to Ref, he'll butcher it. Hong Kong Huey comes over and he's going to win a race this Saturday. Tom Kitten, I just feel it in my gut, Taz. I feel it in my gut. This is the Group 1 for Tom.
Look, it's a blue battler, so they're doing it tough, and they obviously need to win. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like in order to pay the bills and stuff,
Yep.
it needs to win at least one race every preparation.
Yep.
This is probably the one. So
This
you
is
are
the one.
right. This is. I mean, it's drawn well.
It's going to get a beautiful, like 3 pair, 4 pairs back.
You would think so.
Hong Kong Huey's just going to find gaps. And it's finally getting to its right distance now because I think it's getting a bit dour in its older age as a 3-year-old. So I think this is probably one of the weakest races Tom's ran into because he's always running against pretty good horses.
Yeah, no.
So,
Look, there's one that I had black booked in this race. I'm not saying it wins, but it was a really, really good run last start. Was that Cafe Millennium? It really finished its race off nicely last start. I don't think that it beats Riff Rocket or Tom Kitten, but I definitely think Cafe Millennium goes in for my exotics.
Okay.
I think it's a 2-horse race, and I'll be on yours.
Yeah, hopefully Riff Rocket just on the other leg finds it a little bit harder to balance and doesn't let down like it does, because hopefully Tom makes the run about 2 lengths before Riff does, and we hang on. So, no, I think Tom's going to win this week. I just feel it.
Well, I think Lukey Mullen will win too.
Massive. 15s and the 12s and the 340. Wowee. Bang. For your dollar. I like it.
Pezza, I mean, if people don't trust Marto and myself, they could probably take ours just as place bets into yours to win.
Yeah, yep.
And it still plays really well.
Absolutely. Now we're kicking off round 2, boys. We've got 4.5 minutes left. Round 2, match of the round, amazingly. North Melbourne Fremantle. Are you going, Taz?
Oh, look, I was trying to get tickets, but I wasn't there when they were giving them away. So unfortunately, I missed out.
Taz, are you not going to support Dennis Pagan? He's been named as one of the ends of North Melbourne home games this year, and the subs stand there at Marvel. It's going to be named the Dennis Pagan. He was a Carlton great coach. Yeah, well,
Mickey Martin will be walking him out there, I guess, as well, because he
Corey
was another Carlton great.
Corey McKernan won a best and fairest at the Blues, mate. Come on. No, Tassie, just a joke. Isn't it great to see the Pie struggling?
What are they? 0-3. I need to go to the dentist.
Interesting round of footy.
States.
Great game tomorrow night, the Crows and the Cats. Who wins, boys?
Oh, it's hard to pick that one.
Crows.
I think the Crows on the home.
Yeah, I want to say the Crows too, but the Cats might roll on from last week. I think it's an interesting game.
North Melbourne is sneaky because the Dockers have made 6 changes. So that can't be good after a great win against the Lions last week. But it'd be interesting to see how the young boys with a bit of home support go. It'd be great to see the Shees, old Sheesel. Geez, he can play. He's a beautiful footballer to watch. It'd be nice to see him with a few more wins. The Hawks and the Demons.
Want to see the young. Sorry. Just want to see those young North Melbourne players getting up and about. Yeah, Hawks and Demons, who cares?
Who cares? The Swannies and the Bombers, always the Bombers play well the G.
Let's go. Swannies 3-0 this week against the Bombers. No problem at all.
Chatty
Warner.
Give
the Bombers a 5-goal start.
Chatty Warner turning back the clock, Marto. 2 years he's found.
I would love that game to be a draw. Honestly, it would be the best thing in the world if it was a draw, because that way neither of those two teams win.
Right. I'm barracking for injuries.
Makes me happy. Yeah, with injuries and a draw. A draw.
The Bulldogs and the Gold Coast. Now, this is a game, Marto, where you should take your unders. You know, I know you love your unders and your overs, but please stop. Stop. Go to
they
a
got me again by
suburban,
3
go
points
to a
tonight.
Ballarat ground with a gale force wind and take the
Yeah.
unders all day. Don't
Yeah.
go to a Friday night hot deck at the G and go unders. Marto, please stop it.
Saints and Pies, they've averaged 150 points a game each time they've matched up. And then
geez,
tonight they go,
How good is his?
Anyway.
How good is Marto's statistics tonight? I love them. Seriously, you must have got them
Oh.
out of your Funk and Wagnall's encyclopedias. Richmond,
uh,
Port Adelaide,
Richmond Port, who cares?
No,
Port
Port
easy.
Adelaide wins. Prestia's done.
Yeah.
8 weeks, I think he's
Yeah.
out for.
Soft
Shouldn't have played.
tissue.
Could be the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the
Agreed.
team that is on the tip of everybody's lips, the Giants, absolutely
Giants,
flying.
wow. How good are they?
Going over
Tom
to
Green.
meet the strength of the Eagles. It'd be great to see Harley Reid on his debut back in the home state. They reckon he's been on the page. They reckon he's been on the back page, Tassie, 14 times. He's been on the back page and he's hasn't
Talk
played a
about
game in WA yet. So interesting.
It will be very interesting, and I think another one is like Jesse Hogan. Now I remember when Jesse started at Melbourne. His first year, he had a standout year.
Yes.
Now he's back in there. What odds, Marto? Because you've got all stats there. What odds
Right.
Jesse Hogan to win the Coleman and not have Kerno win it? Because if the Giants go as well as
Funny you
anticipated,
should mention that.
Hogan
Because
will
I'll
go
tell
really
you right
well.
now, a friend of ours, Mr. Jason Barnes,
Oh,
has a little
yep.
smoky on.
Mm.
Tom Green for Brownlow, Hogan for Coleman, into GWS for Premiership at 400 to 1.
Mm.
Individually, what odds they are, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you offhand, but it's got a little smoky there for a fiver.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Tassie. Hogan's in the $4 to make the All-Australian team.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
he started off really well, and I was listening to an interview this morning on SEN on the radio. Some guy in the committee or whatever on the board there.
20 seconds, Tassie, with 20 seconds, mate.
They reckon he's on song. That's all.
Okay.
He's got his problem sorted.
Awesome. I hope everybody has a great day, Slipper. What a day. I know we all focus on the great racing, and Sydney definitely does deliver in the autumn. Hopefully we all fill up again, boys, and hopefully you all beat the books. That's what it's all about. Marto, stop the over.